100 years' time, you will see Māori saying, we help the globe move from fossils. We help the globe understand that there's huge value in forests from a recreational point of view, from a carbon capture point of view, from a commercial point of view, and from a societal point of view. No taranaki ahau, ko taranaki ta maunga, ko kuruhupo ta waka, ko ngā mahanga a taere, ngā hapu, ko ua akura, ko matani'i ngā awa, ko tōku nei ingoa, ko Wayne Tamarangi Mulligan ahau, no reira tēnā koe. What is bioforestry? In simple terms, it's a company, and it's going to become a group of companies established here in New Zealand, but we're setting up offices in Singapore and Taiwan. And its mission is to be a global leader in developing intellectual property and methods in the conversion of softwoods into biomaterials and biochemicals to replace fossils. Part of our model is built on understanding the Maui of the rākau. What we want to do is prove that there's multiple value out of a whole forest. Everything that grows captures energy. Right? So let's re-look at the tree from an energy point of view as part of its Maui. The heat sources that grow and the movement. What can we do with that? We have between 35 and 45% of forest and wood products when they're manufactured or harvested is wasted. And we don't see the point in letting that waste wash down into rivers and slash and all that, nor do we see the point in logs being directly exported when we can actually bring high value manufacturing and new markets to New Zealand. And we are working with a group of Māori from Tū Whare who own forests. A lot of Māori own land, and not necessarily the forests, so that we can actually start the process.
Forests are more than just things that grow. They can actually sustain communities. We can extract chemicals out of forests. We can extract products out of forests. We're even looking at the opportunity to tune forests for the products we want one day. And these products could be anything from not just bioplastics, but biofuels, bioadhesives. And then we can move away from a fossil-based economy. And then the final big opportunity for us is to keep all our forests and wood in New Zealand. We don't have to ship them overseas anymore as a low commodity price. And we can add real value to local community. Another great initiative is we're looking at harvesting energy from trees, so electricity. We could potentially one day power entire communities based on energy out of a forest, and that's one of the big projects I'm working on at the moment. Imagine we can extract energy out of a forest by just the trees moving and swaying in their natural rhythms. We will change the landscape in terms of manufacturing opportunity and potential for New Zealand people, and we are going to put New Zealand on the map. We will create products that the world has never seen before. And if we can do that while learning from Indigenous knowledge, that'll be a great opportunity for us.
Climate change, biodiversity, Taiao is the centre, right? The Mauri. The biggest impact we can have is to make sure that with everything we're doing, land is put aside for native regeneration. And another area that I'm talking to with a lot of the scientists is to say, well, why can't we create co-planting value in Pinus radiata? At the moment we plant because it's an industrial mindset. Part of climate change and degradation and soil degradation is what can we do in there to improve the soil and the soil health by co-planting, by looking at more biodiversity and actually changing people's behaviour. We believe the best play is to play a big global game and be a solutions provider to all those global companies that made pledges to get out of plastics. And then what we're doing is we're saying most non-plastics and biofuels and biomaterials was made from food source, and it's taking foods away. So every facility they have, they take food away from 2.8 million people, usually in third world countries. That's not good enough because that's creating other problems. We can do things better.
Indigenous forests, I think, play a massive part for that carbon capture. But when we look at your monotype growing, your plantation type forest, we don't encourage that. We think there should be other crops in there. So I think mono has to stop being mono. I think there's an opportunity for a bit more biodiversity in what we actually grow in those plantation type forests. Because at the end of the day, it is about making that forest healthy.
Our biodiversity is wonderful. So if we don't control it, then who does? We just have to be really innovative because it's not one big policy that's going to make it work. And at the end of the day, the government owns 1/3 of this country in Docker State, and actually enabling Maori to better plant on those things would be a no-brainer. Carbon farming has its merits, but it would have a hell of a lot more merits if we could carbon farm native bush.
Be brave. Come and talk to the researchers. Engage with those communities, bring them together. Know when to step aside. Let business and science lead the way here. There's been enough policy made. We understand the policies, we understand the need for climate change. Let the people who wear the lab coats, let the people who switch on the machines, let the people who drive the economy come together and actually build this opportunity for a greater New Zealand.
In 100 years' time, tribal communities and families would be in the best status of anywhere in the world in terms of biodiversity and land care and in kaitiaki of the whole resource.